What is good, Quick Crypto family, Coin Factory family? Welcome back once again to the Crypto and Casper live stream, and we have made history today once again with Casper, and potentially again very soon. I don't think I actually preloaded the post, which is quite silly of me. I'll find it now while I am doing my intro, but yes, we are currently in a very good spot right now with Casper. Price wise, as we can see from the market chart, Casper's currently up 0.73% on the daily time frame, and it has been wrestling and struggling with that 9 cents level of resistance, which is not news to us. You know, it's very tough to break that level for Casper, of course, and with the nature of the market and where it's going right now, I think we could see Casper surpass that very shortly. I understand the frustration with Casper's getting higher and higher, but I still have my conviction in Casper that it's going to do very well this cycle, and the reason why will be proven very shortly as well. Now I'm going to find this post from Crypto OD, which is this one here, and we'll get into the world record that Casper just broke, and we'll hopefully break again very soon in a short moment. Before we do, we have got a lot to get into today's stream, and we will get into all the posts in regards to some updates from Okta, some updates from fundamental stuff in crypto, and equally some interesting updates from Ripple and XRP, which I think is worth talking about. We'll get into all of that stuff and more throughout. So if you enjoy the content, because I'll be doing this stuff daily, or at least I try to, I've been doing so daily recently, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, and welcome back again to the Quick Crypto channel. Crypto Gosu most definitely was first this time. I saw you, brother. Welcome back, my man. And you too, Brett, second for sure. Jeff just missed out, second, first, third. Indeed, welcome back, bro. Real PG, I'm trying to watch your first video. Yeah, yeah, for those who are not aware, I did just upload a video about a few hours back now, 3 or 4 hours back now, which is basically gonna, some of the stuff in this live stream will overlap with the video, but the video, of course, is a more structured element, giving a more, I guess, broader output on what we're talking about today's stream. It was talking about, well, as the title suggests in the video, billions is coming to Casper, and that's based on the fact that we're seeing more KOLs, high net worth individuals, smart money, actively talking about Casper being the next logical step after Bitcoin portfolios. You know, when Bitcoin dominance falls off, you rotate your portfolios into the altcoin, next logical step, and they're talking about Ethereum, Solana, and Casper being the next ones to rotate into. So while capital price is struggling, the fact that you've got smarter money, people who have more capital than us, talking about Casper being where they're going to rotate into is also a good sign that Casper's going to get more investments later on in this cycle. And hopefully that will correlate to a big pump, especially considering Casper's got so many big catalysts coming out regarding smart contracts, stable coins, KRI, the whole works. So yeah, definitely tune into that video if you haven't done so already, although probably watch after the live stream because we've got a lot to cover in today's stream as well. And there will be some overlap, but also some new information coming out throughout the stream as well. Welcome back, Joshua, bro. You're doing very well. Getting fed up with Casper. Understandable. Needs listings. I agree. We do need some listings. Actually, we have got a post that, again, I did show in my video, but a post from Johnny, which did highlight and suggest that they have currently got ongoing talks with HTX Global, Huobi Global, which is a top 10 exchange, I believe. Yes, HTX, $4.1 billion 24-hour trading volume, currently with 4.8 million weekly visits. So it's quite a decent exchange, I'd like to believe. Apparently it also talks with Crypto.com, and then we know that Casper has talks with the likes of OKX, Binance, and Coinbase, but again, they haven't, you know, turned into any listing just yet, which is frustrating. I agree, Joshua, I do. Very frustrating. And the problem being as well, because of the nature of how Casper is we're not really ever going to know when these listings are going to come through. They're going to announce it at a moment's notice, and then next thing you know, the FOMO will flood in. I was seeing a lot of debates in my free Discord server earlier today. That's off the back of a recent post from Crypto Galaxy, where he was talking about the need for listings, amongst some other things that I'm not going to address. But he's not incorrect about the need for listings. I think he's incorrect about demanding the core team be responsible for marketing, because that's not their responsibility. They are developers, they're a group of tech-savvy people. It's up for us to market Casper. Now, you could argue that the core dev should have paid for a marketing team, but again, with what money? It was a fair launch project, no pre-allocation. So what total value, what TVL, what Casper do they have apart from that they bought themselves? So, and then in that regard, therefore, there have been community funds set up for a listing, for Binance listings and whatnot, which we have never reached the market for. So it's actually up to us for not, I guess, paying for the listings. But that's the difference between a VC centralized project, which can just pay with their tokens, and with a community funded project, which is what this Casper is. Therefore, it's up for us to get in the listings if you want to pay for it. I think the listings are coming regardless. Binance have been talking to Casper for over 2 years now, pretty much. And they've been talking about them testing Casper, so they're definitely eager. Crypto.com's been seemingly getting closer and closer. Coinbase, still not much word, but we know they're connected. OKX has been a venture for the KEF and talking nearly as long as Binance, apparently. And now we're hearing from Johnny that HTX is also now in the works and negotiating. So exchanges will come, I don't disagree with that. When that happens, Casper is going to likely explode in value due to the FOMO. And that will surprise a lot of people because the big, tough levels of resistance are all around 12, 13 cents, particularly 15 and 16 cents, 18 cents, and then especially at the all-time high. Once we blow past all-time high, I do think Casper's going to just start tearing through the levels because it'll be price discovery. And Casper, for all intents and purposes, we perceive it as a very undervalued, suppressed asset. So once it passes the all-time high, and then some a little bit, I think you're going to see it surpass all-time high and then probably 10% above all-time high as well. So looking at around 23 cents or so, once it passes 23 cents, I think Casper's going to start tearing and surprising a lot of people. You saw it with Solana, saw it with AVAX, I saw it with Ethereum and Cardano all in their first cycle. They just surprised people by just pumping so much. I don't disagree we need listing. We do need listings. They'd be great for the price, but I'm also not that worried in that regard either. And I think if we want listings that badly, then we have to be willing to give up our Casper to pay for a listing. Because the devs are not responsible for that. It's not their job. It's not a crypto company, Casper. It's a crypto project. How crypto is meant to be in the first place. So how high are we going? We don't know yet. We don't know yet, PG, but I still think we can go a lot higher than, people predict. And I think the general prediction right now is people don't think we can even surpass all-time highs at this point. The bearish nature of Casper is getting really, really high, which I'm bathing at right now. I love it. I really, really do. Casper has really been boring for some time now. I agree, Eric. The price has been boring. The project itself, not at all. If anything, the project's been getting really, really interesting, but the price has been boring. I don't disagree. But in that regard, therefore, most of crypto's price has been boring. Pretty much all altcoins have struggled since, it wouldn't be Liberation Day, more so around May time. Like you look around May, Casper, most projects peaked around May, early May, mid-May. And pretty much since then, all projects have been going through a consolidation phase or pulling back a little bit. Even Bitcoin here. You're looking at, Bitcoin continued to rally actually. Ethereum equally. Those Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP, the only assets that have gone against the gradient or pumped. Every other asset, Sui from May hasn't really moved. Casper's come down a bit. Say equally, actually did rally a little bit. Fair enough to say. Tau, same thing as Casper. Algorand actually is at the same price now. It did pump above, but it's come back down. HBAR, pretty much same thing there as well. Zabek is same thing. Zabek pumped late May and now it's down here. So yeah, crypto has been boring. I think again it's a matter of perspective. If you're looking at price wise alone, then yes, crypto's been boring. Casper has been one of the boring ones. But if you're looking at developments, Casper's been one of the most interesting ones in this space. You've got so much going on right now. The fact that Casper has literally earlier today made a new TPS record, showcasing how great Casper's throughput is. A new milestone of 3,210 transactions per second. Insane stuff. This achievement highlights the strength of Casper's block DAG architecture, built to scale without compromising decentralization or security. And traditional blockchains, your Ethereum, your Solanas, whatever it may be, they will struggle and get congestion during these periods of time. Casper doesn't. And you can see even here a comparison with Eurichi here as well. Casper reaching 3,500 TPS. The next popular chains following that being Tron, Atom, Cardano, BNB, Ethereum. Casper blows them all out of the water. So again, if you're looking at price alone, then yes, boring. If you're looking at a project and what's being built and therefore how it correlates eventually to adoption and price, then no, Casper has so much more to come. But unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, it's understandable. Of course, we're here to make money, but the problem is because money is all people think about, you get blinded by that. People get blinded by money. There's a reason why in this community, in this channel, I have stopped making price predictions. And the reason why is because people are blinded by the money. They're blinded by greed. We actually had a bit of a debate in this my free community server. Again, if you want to find out more and tune into the discussions and learn more about crypto and Casper and as an investor as a whole, check out my free community, because we were actually debating about this earlier today, particularly between me, Greg, and Tony as well, and just talking about it, about the fact that yes, Casper's price is struggling, and even now has earlier today lost the top 50 ranking on CMC, which is definitely made some people very, very bearish again, number 51 now. But when you look at Casper and what's being built right now, it is one of the most innovative in this space. It's got so much more to play for. Smart contracts, stablecoins, tier 1 listings still to come out, KRI and what they're building, Equilab smart contracts, VProgs, Dagnite, all that coming out next year as well. Potential grayscale incorporation again into Casper with ETF funds and whatnot. There's so much more to play for Casper, where every other project in the space has kind of just finished. And they're going to get adopted because they are there and they have VC backing and what, they have connections. Casper has connections, but it's not in the same category, or not the same, I guess, weight of a connection. But I'm not worried about Casper's price. I'm really, really not. Especially if you watch the video actually that I made earlier, you would have heard people like Coin Bureau, people like Into Cryptoverse, and also Digital Asset or Next Asset. All those three who are massive KOLs who speak to people like Mark Cuban, who's one of the most richest people in the world, and they're talking about the typical investment strategy for smart money and how Mark Cuban, after getting his wealth through the dot-com bubble, he now just invests through yields, bonds, because it's the safest and best way to make capital, make money. And then eventually, when the bonds falling off like they are right now, he will then start moving his portfolio, rotating it into the high gainers, which would be Bitcoin. And after Bitcoin, the dominance falls off, they rotate into the altcoins, which Coin Bureau and the three in there, with a combined Twitter following of 2.4 million, they said, and I quote, after rotating out Bitcoin, you got your Ethereum, your Solanas, your Caspers, and they joked about Pepe as well, but they name dropped Casper being one of them as well. I'm here daily. I have been here pretty much every single day, and I understand the frustration. There's more than anybody else about Casper not being where I wanted to be. And the part of the problem with that is that there have been certain individuals and investors who have been sold into a FOMO. And I'm not name dropping the content creators who have done that, but they've been sold a dream about how high Casper is going to reach, because they bought into the top at the FOMO, believing that $10, $15 Casper is inevitable when it's only ever really been a possibility. But they believe it's inevitable. And now that Casper's been sitting down 10 cents for a very, very long time, down 60% from all-time highs, been down for over a year now. People are like, it's frustrating. I understand that. But that's also why I don't make a prediction, because you never just listen to someone blindly. Do your own research. You are a big boy or big girl. Do your own research. Make your own investment decision. If you don't like Casper because of the price, fine. You do what's best for you. If you see the future, or if you think that what's being built with Casper is enough to generate more revenue and a higher price in the future, which personally I do, when you're looking at these milestones being broken, I think it does. And the reason why I think this is a big deal is because what industries, what big enterprises who are now coming into crypto care about is having the ability to transact money across chain in a quick and cheap manner and having zero downtime. They want efficiency. That's what they want. That's why they're leaving Swift. They're leaving TradFi onto blockchain because they want efficiency. They're going to Ethereum because Ethereum is the first mover advantage. It's the stepping stones to get into the whole crypto space. They're going to ETH right now. Look at ETH TPS. Terrible. 15 TPS, and it's expensive, and it goes down. Casper achieved 3.5k just today without Dagnite, without 100 BPS, without the smart contracts and the enterprise duty from the KRI and the VProgs and all that sort of stuff. It achieved 3,500 PPS, and it may get higher next week when Crypto OD is set to basically replicate the same thing on the 28th of September. It might see another milestone broken. This is something that enterprises, and it did this without any downtime, without any congestion. The only thing that struggled was CashFi, because this actually ended up lagging a little bit because there were so many transactions coming through. But Casper as a protocol didn't go down at all. Stress test the living max. as an enterprise, as a business who wants to send money seamlessly, this is going to be the chain of their choice for them. It won't come necessarily immediately, but all they need is a little bit of an inkling, a little whisper about Casper, and the fact that Marathon is mining Casper, so BlackRock, who would have approved Marathon diversifying from Bitcoin to Casper, therefore BlackRock know of Casper, I'm still not worried about it. I have no reason to be worried about it. Until the building stops, then I'd be worried about it. But building's still ongoing, and Casper's continuing to make history time and time again. The price is not reflecting that, and that's what's frustrating people. But people only care about price. The saying that people have been saying time and time again is that great tech doesn't always succeed. Yes and no. Great tech doesn't always succeed, but if it's innovative tech that actually solves a real life issue, it will always win. Casper is the only asset in history ever that is decentralized while being able to scale and still be secure. And at its early inception, how old it is right now, is still blowing every other project out of this water, being decentralized. That is something that institutions, whether they care about decentralization or not, they're going to care about the fact that you can end up transacting and sending money back and forth, sending millions. So you go on to top addresses right now and you check out Wallet 3, for example. This wallet here continuously will send millions back and forth between their wallets. Which one can I check out? This one. Let's check out this one. So look, this wallet here from Gate, 15 million Casper, equivalent to $1.3 million, took 0.2 seconds and cost 0.01 Casper, less than a cent. Do you think enterprises won't want that? Of course, as early doors in a game of more adoption, you'll see the transaction fee probably go up and the time probably go up as well with more congestion and whatnot. But Casper's still trying to scale in that regard. It's still developing. No other project in this space as of right now can achieve this. That's not speculation, that's fact. I encourage you all to look at other projects. If you're looking just to make money in crypto, that's fine. Go to meme coins, go to Sui, go to XRP that have big bucks behind them that will seemingly also pump the cycle. I mean, I've done that. You know, I've made my money in XRP. I got in before the lawsuit thing, so I got in below down here. I got in like last year at 50 cents because I had a feeling that XRP was going to win the lawsuit, and I made big bucks off that. Same thing with Sui. I got in at $1.80 when people were talking about all the hype all the way back here. And I made money off that as well. I've taken profits on both of them, but I made money off it because I diversified. But the gains I made from that, I can tell you now, promise you now, I put back into Casper because I see this as one of the best long-term holds in this space. Without a shadow of a doubt. In regards to Ripple and XRP, actually, we've seen this apparent announcement that Franklin Templeton, a $1.5 trillion asset manager, has announced a partnership with DBS Bank and Ripple to deliver tokenized trading and lending solutions. Basically, it means that money market funds, token money market funds, they're going to basically mean that DBS will offer their clients the ability to change up their RUSD, the Ripple stablecoin, for the Benji token that they're creating, which will bring more adoption to RUSD Ripple stablecoin, and that could inherently help at XRP. But Franklin Templeton working with Ripple is a big deal, potentially bringing more capital into XRP's and value to XRP in the future. XRP has an ETF that just gone live as well, apparently today as well. And furthermore, tomorrow, we've heard that the SEC is finally approve the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, meaning that you'll soon see this fund with Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Solana, and ADA go live tomorrow. So there's some big progression going on in crypto, and these assets will probably pump as a result of it. The big assets are going to definitely pump through ETF finance institutional adoption. And when that capital inevitably goes from big cap to mid cap to smaller cap, that's when you'll see Casper start making more moves. Casper's a $2 billion asset with so much more to come through to it. Making history, breaking milestones, and it's going to hopefully break it again next week in 10 days on the 28th of September. We'll see if that comes to fruition or not. Casper's got a lot more coming through as well. And again, there's still no doubt for me that Casper could do very, very well. Casper is not just hype. It's actually people who have conviction in what they're holding for the most part. I mean, look at this. Tim Warren has been doing this round robin voting system like we've seen in the past to see what the perceived community best project is. And the post with Casper gets 20,000 impressions. You got HBAR and Dogecoin barely 1K, And same thing with ETH and Sui, the bigger project, and they get no engagement. As a community-funded project, Casper is by far the most attractive to people. I mean, of course, Towers are very, I think, quite a decent engagement project as well for the community, but Casper is, again, just that level above. And better still, Bitcoin maxis. I mentioned that in my video that I posted earlier. Bitcoin maxis are now starting to recognize Casper as well. And Vijay's, people didn't know about Vijay beforehand, fine. DaVinci Jeremy's accepted it as well now. He got into Bitcoin at $1. And he's now saying that he's got a big bag of Casper. I think Casper's at least 2 times better than Bitcoin. I think it's more than that, but even that, DaVinci Jeremy saying that is a big deal. And Fred Krueger, of course, being the complete anti-Casper, says that central banks are picking gold over Bitcoin. It's a mistake, but they wouldn't know that they are dinosaurs about to hit an asteroid. And Vijay just repost that, basically just saying Bitcoins are picking Bitcoin over Casper. It's a mistake and they wouldn't know. And again, kind of a funny play on that, but I do agree that, and that's also why you're seeing more Bitcoin maximalists starting to accept Casper. Not to go all in necessarily, but to hedge their bets. If you aren't happy with Casper's price, that's fine. You're well entitled to not like it. Because it hasn't done very well. That's why I believe in diversification. Researching, knowing what I hold, and diversifying. I've made quite a few gains by trading, actually, which I talk about on my VIPs. Actually, in the video I posted, I showcased some of the ongoing trades I have right now, which they're currently all up like 30% and I went into them earlier today. That's courtesy of the trade being put into the VIP by BYDFI and by CF Trader, the trader we onboarded into the community. If you want to find out more in regards to other projects I may be looking at, you can ask me anything. And equally, participate in some trades and whatnot, and even learn more through alpha information, stuff that I post in this community occasionally, like the Signum Bank post saying the cycle may extend beyond 2025 in 2026. All information I provide in real time to my VIPs here. Check it out for a 7-day free trial, or equally free for a month free trial if you sign up to BYDFI, and follow the steps in the free Discord server, which tell you exactly what you need to do to get access right here. You get a 1 month free trial. If you do that, let me know. Send me a message on Discord and I'll help you get you set up with a 1 month free trial. You can learn a lot more in there. And also understand furthermore why my conviction in crypto and Casper, even now with the cycle seemingly, being very tense and FUD still rising, I am not for a second worried. I have no worry whatsoever right now. There are some indicators I'm looking at that if it comes to fruition, then I'll be worried. But right now, they are not becoming a cause for concern for me. Currently, the economy is reaccelerating, rate cuts are finally coming. In fact, right now, because the rate cuts weren't enough, people are already pricing in rate cuts coming in October. And I think it's going to happen. Right now, I think it will. Jerome Powell stated that there's a good chance we'll see 3 rate cuts this year. We already had 1 in September, just gone. 2 days ago. Yesterday, sorry. We'll see 1 more in October and probably another 1 in December. You can see that right now. People predicting that right here, right now. We're going to see more momentum in the crypto cycle. We'll see liquidity follow out from Bitcoin into Casper, into other altcoins. We'll see listings coming through. HCX seems to be ongoing right now, courtesy of the KEF. You'll probably see Crypto.com, you'll probably see Binance. We don't know when. It's frustrating, but we'll find out soon, hopefully. And Casper is going to prove itself with its technology as to why. Again, all it needs is just people to take a look. That's all it is. You've seen Bitcoin maxis who hate Casper, or people who just don't like the idea of it. Bitcoin maxis coming to Casper just for a hedge of the bet, testing out Casper just as a little test, and that'll be enough to get them hooked. But that Casper can actually do what Bitcoin wanted to do, but actually do it. This interview here, this long interview here between Nicholas Sismo with Igra Labs and whatnot, I highly recommend reading through the whole thing. I can give a brief summary of this on stream right now, which effectively is just the interview talking about Casper's block diagram architecture and its structure, and about how it's the superior solution to Bitcoin and its inability to scale. It talks about here the shortcomings of Bitcoin regarding the potential fix they could provide, like the OpCat or BIP 420, and how Bitcoin's layer 2 scaling might lead to some hurdles, if you will, potential risk of overloading the chain and whatnot. So this could be a solution for Bitcoin, but also would have shortcomings as well. And the reason why is because Bitcoin, as a data availability layer, is just inefficient due to its design. Its design at the beginning stage is flawed because it's a chain. But Casper, the ultimate sequencer with the block diagram architecture, is a solution to the scaling issue that nothing else has been able to really replicate. And it's decentralized and high performance. We're seeing it decentralized and high performance, already proving that right now. Igra Labs are one aiming to bring ZK, base ZK rollups onto Casper, you know, which is going to be a very big deal, and that's coming out in Q4, so in the next 3 months or so. They're going to be using the approach of atomic compatibility as well, which enables different layer 2s built on Casper to interoperate seamlessly. So with atomic compatibility, it means Casplex, it means Igra, it means Project Sparkle, it means any other layer 2 can build on Casper and seamlessly talk to the other layer 2s, which basically is what Solana's like, but having better speed and more security. And also, it mentioned in here as well, in regards to centralize, but it was Z because the American. There's mentioned here about the comparison between centralized and decentralized sequences, right here. And ultimately, they came to the conclusion that you might see in the future that these other chains, Bitcoin, and whatever it may be, might try and fully become decentralized and decentralize their sequences, but they're going to face fundamental limitations at their base layer in terms of speed of performance because they just can't do it. That's why they've now gone centralized and used layer 2s, centralized. And that brings me back into this post from last year from Chris Kang, talking about how existing layer 2 solutions might want to give up the centralized sequence of schemes because they're already generating income ranging from hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars a month. If they want to come decentralized, they can try, but they're going to end up reaching roadblocks because they are not fundamentally efficient enough to run that. They might have to stick to centralization, and while most people won't really care about that, most also will, or some also will. And if Casper can surpass the other chains in terms of speed and scalability, and therefore generate more revenue while being decentralized, it's inevitable in that regard, due to it being much more superior technology, that Casper's ability to verify ZK proofs will become the infrastructure for the entire blockchain world. It is such an early project right now, and I understand the frustration not being any listings. I do see that, and again, I think CG's post recently would also spark that frustration again. I don't completely agree with CG's post. I'll load it on stream real quickly. I'm not going to really address it or talk about it too much because I'm not going to. Just plain and simple. If you want to find out my thoughts on that, again, you can check out my free Discord server. Link on my homepage right here, and also in the description. I had a discussion literally, 3 hours ago now, between me, predominantly it was me, Greg, and Tony just talking about it. And yeah, I just ultimately said I agree with the overall message that Casper's lack of tier 1 listings is frustrating, but I don't agree with how CG portrayed this message at all. I think it was a bit egotistical. I don't think it was humble enough at all. But that's my 2 cents. That's as polite as I'm going to put it. I don't want to get into any beef or drama. I don't like that sort of stuff, and I don't say it on stream, definitely. But yeah, it's frustrating seeing no listings, but blaming the core devs for that is not right. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, for one, about the great change, first they ignore you, then they laugh you, then they fight you, then you win. We're already in that final stage, but he also said, be the change you want to see in the world. If you want to see Casper get listings, contribute to it. Put out a community fund, a poll, to generate revenue, generate funds for a listing, and then approach the exchange. We are a community project. There's no one representing Casper. Wolfie did it off his own skin of his own back. He's not an official business developer listing for Casper. There is no official member. You do it for yourself. Be the change you want to see in the world. That's what it is. If CG wanted a listing, he could definitely pay for it. I'm sure he could. But he won't do that. Why would he? He wants to make money, as we all do. But when but because the price has been bad and you're therefore coming at the core devs, that for me is not right. And if that's how you stand, then I think you fundamentally misunderstand the core principles of this project and what it is we're holding. Because there's no way you can approach the core devs and blame them for the listing stuff, because that's not their area. They're nerdy tech devs. They're computer science nerds who are building a truly innovative, they're reinventing the wheel with the project. They're not going to focus on listings. Wolfie did it with his own back. We paid for a Mexi listing because Wolfie paid for it out of his own pocket. If you want to see a listing, pay for it out of your own pocket. Be the change you want to see in the world. That's all it is. But that's at least my 2 cents on the matter. We've still got more Casper updates to get into. That was a very long intro, actually. That was all actually an intro, technically speaking. We got more posts, more Casper updates as well, although I did go through a lot of them already, and equally some other big fundamental updates as well. But let me get back to the questions, because I haven't seen any questions for quite some time now. I mean, yeah, also if you don't like the project itself, so also we're not just holding it. I mean, yeah, if that's the case, then I apologize for that. Just either stay patient or just sell. It's up to you. You've got to do what's best for you at the end of the day, you know. Listings will be important, but at the same time, you just got to wait for it. I think this right now is a good opportunity to buy, though, truthfully. I'm late. Yeah, I know I'm late, Cryptony. I was very late today. I apologize for that. At least I'm here, though. We're going to explode. I believe so as well in the future. Welcome back, Double D, bro. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother. In Bally's into your stream, lovely. I love to hear that, George. Great stuff, my man. Bally's incredible, I agree. We don't need listings, you just need to be patient. Casper is cooling off after doing nothing but pumping 80,000% for 3 years. We are still up nearly 57% since the beginning. Also true in a sense, yes. You know, listings would be fantastic to see another pump, and we could need that. I mean, it would be nice to see that, but at the same time, you can't say that Casper's been a bad project. It's been bad in the, you know, the actual period of the bull run, but since its launch, there's no other project in this space that's done this. And Casper is reinventing the wheel. It is not. The problem is people are so headstrong and warped onto how cryptos are meant to function, because we've been just fed a lot of proof of stakes that all function in a similar way. VCs pumping the price, us getting in, buying the top, and no one's going to come back again, or whatever it may be, yada yada yada. This is the new project, and we're also in a new cycle. Things are not going to work the same way. I ask the same question: if you have the option to invest into Bitcoin really, really early, would you have done so? Or the internet? Or electricity? The JP Morgan thing that Mr. Miles made a post about. All, I believe, are very prevalent to Casper, because they're all groundbreaking, innovative technology. Electricity, the internet, Bitcoin, all reinvented the wheel, made something new. Casper is the exact same thing in that regard. They didn't take off immediately. There was a lot of pushback for all of them. All three of them had a lot of pushback, until eventually, because they were so innovative, they were accepted. Casper is proving that right now, trying to prove that right now, and already surpassing every other project, while it's still barely a 30% completed project. I just said that number is a number I picked out of my head. There's no actual fact behind that. But when I think about the fact that Casper's got 10 BPS and Dagnite and Block all that stuff really, really cool. But it hasn't got Dagnite, hasn't got VProgs, hasn't even got smart contracts up and running yet. Only testnet stuff. Hasn't got stablecoins on just yet. Hasn't got Mev Oracle. Hasn't got an Oracle program or Mev Resistance. Hasn't got Quantum Resistance either. Casper is barely a 30% completed project, and it's already achieving this. With everything else, is pretty much done and dusted with. And they're just going to try and live off that early mover advantage. That's all it is. When Binance gets paid, they dump after launch. Exactly. That's also something else. I was saying this in my community, in my Discord server earlier when I was debating with people. People who are frustrated that we paid for a MEXC listing, people hate MEXC for Casper, because I say allegedly, there's been proof of it, they manipulate Casper's price so badly. Binance is the worst exchange in crypto for manipulating the price of an asset. They're the biggest exchange. So if you're frustrated with MEXC, and you know that we paid for it, then why would you want to pay for a Binance listing? No, they do the exact same thing, if not worse than MEXC's. Let them buy it. Let them list. When they list, they'll want their money to make them gains. They'll want it to pump. They'll want Casper to pump. They've been talking to Casper for over 2 years. Since December 2023. Not over 2 years, almost 2 years. December 2023. They have a perps contract of Casper. They have a mining pool of Casper. They have upgraded to 10 BPS. They're still talking to Casper. They haven't got a spot listing. That's all it is. And we don't know when it's going to come out. But, I mean, if they didn't care for Casper, why are they still so intertwined with the project? And trying to learn about the infrastructure as well. They're talking to the tech team, quote unquote, Casper tech team, because there's no actual official tech team. But the people who actually are tech savvy, who know the stuff, they're talking to them, asking them questions. That's what Wolfie said a few months back. The listings will come. It's about being patient. Patience is the virtue. It's not an easy thing to do, but the easiest time to make money And the hardest way to make money is buying when things are quiet and low and just waiting. It's the easiest, surefire way to make money, but it's the hardest thing to do because it's just boring. Especially when you see other assets starting to pump and Casper's not really moving. You've seen Sui have its moon to in January, and then it's also had its big pumps as well here and then. It's staying kind of around the May highs, where Casper has, it had a pump in that January period as well, but it has been coming down continuously since August. I accept that, and then even from its May highs, it's still come down a bit as well. But Casper's a different asset to Sui. It's not the same thing at all. They're kind of going through the same kind of path in regards to trying to build a layer 1 protocol, but Casper proof of work, fair launch, so is a proof of stake with VC backing, who's pumping the price of the asset. This 4% is more than likely VC's pumping the price of Sui, because nothing else is pumping that much today, and Sui's not had any big announcements today, so why is it pumping so much? Casper hasn't even got smart contracts out just yet. If they come out, when they come out this month, and if they're successful, which I hope they are successful, you'll probably see more FOMO coming in. You see stablecoins coming on board as well. Circle, Tether. How long, we don't know. The whole problem with Casper is the uncertainty, it's the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We just don't know. We know things are coming, we just don't know when. And that's the problem people have right now. Which is why I say time and time again, it's not just a quote or saying from me, I do mean it. Don't be emotional, think logically. If you understand what you're holding with Casper, then these things shouldn't affect you too much. That's at least for me, though. But I understand it affecting you. But for me, I think if it's affecting you, then also you're not truly thinking logically. That's my perception. Maybe I'm being ignorant in that regard. In that regard, and I said that and offended you, then I'm sorry. But for someone who does my research in crypto, who's been doing crypto for over 5 years, who has a community that I share so much information with AlphaDoc, but I even share it in this community as well. I showed you so many sources from I'll load one up right now, which is again a testament to what is to come. This one here, I think it's the perfect one actually. An interview with the Franklin Templeton, the one who just did a thing with Ripple right now, but $1.5 trillion asset manager Franklin Templeton with Sandy Cool. Sandy Cool, by the way, she's the executive vice president, head of innovation at Franklin Templeton. She's the present board member for the Digital Asset Advisory Board at the World Economic Forum, the WEF. She is the co-chair of the Digital Asset Subcommittee at the CFTC and a member of the DTC's Digital Asset Advisory Board. She is so deeply ingrained with all big elements and institutions into crypto system. And in this interview here, she just tells you what we need to hear, which is just to be patient. It's to be patient and to see what's going to happen in the next few years from now. So listen closely to this interview, alpha source here, that again, only 7,000 views, stuff that I share with my VIPs, information, that stuff I find like this. Listen very closely here.
That they need in their crypto investments.
Yeah, so I have to say this to myself every day too. So this is advice I give myself, Jay, is stay calm, stay patient, right? As we've just discussed, the setup for what is coming is powerful. It's so powerful that if you wait until it's happening, you're going to be chasing returns that you are probably perfectly positioned to get today, right? So just be patient. The other thing I always try and remind myself is, even with all the excitement that has built over the past 18 months with crypto and the markets being at record highs in many cases, we've only seen the amount of money in the crypto markets increase from 3 to 4 trillion, right? There is $100 trillion of money invested in the broader set of assets that are today not on crypto rails. Again, just think if 10% of that money moves into crypto and token-based investments, we are increasing the size of the crypto markets by 2.5x, 2.5x, right? So be patient, because the wall of money is going to come, and you do not want to have liquidated and stepped aside before that wall of money hits. Be patient, sit back, sit tight, trust that all of these developments are leading to inevitable behavioral outcomes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't need to say more. And again, if you want to learn more and understand, this is one reason why I'm a conviction in crypto and especially in Casper, knowing that they're developing so much. Why it's so high is because of the alpha source that I provide to my VIPs. Those who are part of it know what I'm talking about. So if you want to find more, understand why I'm still so convicted in crypto, why I believe that we are still very early and why Casper's still in a strong spot, you can learn more here. Again, free trial for a week or for a month, signing up to BYDFI and following the steps in my free Discord server. You can find out everything you want to find out. You can literally join right now for a week, just scan through the whole community there, and then just leave if you really, really wanted to. And then if you want to learn more and maximize your benefits from crypto and level up your trading game, then, you know, sign up. My conviction in Casper stays so strong because I know what's coming. I can one thing I learned after mistakes I made in my last cycle is how to research and knowing what I hold. I've made mistakes. I continue to make mistakes. I'm human. But I research and I find out why I make mistakes and I learn from them. Casper's not a mistake for me. Far from it. It's a project that is down in value but has all to go, has all to play for, all being built. So much more catalyst still coming in. People building on Casper. It solves real life problems. Scalability, sending money seamlessly, near instant, while still being decentralized. Nothing can do that in this space. Nothing. And that's something that people are going to want. Maybe not necessarily in the next year, but not far off either. I mean, you're seeing the KRI already doing that with PwC and Shell and Hyundai. Like, you're seeing other big manufacturers, the big companies already working with KRI, working with decentralization of Casper. So again, Casper's adoption, while stagnant and while slow, it's still growing. You just got to be patient. And no one likes hearing that. You want to make money. If you want to make money, again, you've got meme coins, you've got your proof of stakes that I've made my capital from, and there are many more out there. I think AI is a fantastic space to go into, truth be told. And again, I showcased in the video that I made the day before that, why I think these altcoins, Casper, Tau, and Render, are assets that could do really, really well, Tau and Render being Gen AI projects. And there are probably many more that I haven't even covered just yet. In fact, there are many more that I haven't covered just yet. AI is also a great sector that will probably make money later in the cycle. And then some. Because AI is going to be a big, big thing. Real world assets, also fantastic. If you want to make money quickly, go look at them. Research. Do your own research. The benefit of the community that I have, the free Discord server, is a confined space to everyone who could talk together and learn more. And the VIP is where I present real in-depth information from the leading institutions who are controlling these markets and what they're looking at, what they're telling their enterprise clients to be patient and to see that this big change we've seen in the last 18 months. We only saw a 1 trillion increase in market cap. We're going to see so much more coming through off the back of regulatory clarity, the Clarity Act, which I think is going to be coming out, I believe, end of September now is the date to be given. Clarity Act. We're going to see ETF fund. We're going to see the M2 money supply. Bitcoin catch up to that. We're going to see so many more. We're going to see Swift and ICE 2022 fully migrate in November this year. So many more catalysts to come out in the cycle. And then rate cuts. We're cutting into a re-accelerating economy right now. Why are we panicking? I don't get it. I really don't get it. But again, people maybe don't know the infrastructure that I know. Maybe that's what it is. Which again, this is why I say if you want to find out more, free trials in either a 7-day or a 1-month free trial. You can find out if you want help with getting any of that stuff. Reach out to me on Discord. Send me a friend request on Discord and message me on Discord, and I'll help you out of that. And you can learn a lot more in there and understand why I'm not worried. It was buying tops. Really, 6 cents was still high. 6 cents. I mean, it's kind of high, but at the same time, it's 9 cents right now. So you're still up from that if you're at 6 cents. Listings will come, yeah. The first domino will come, and the rest will fall. 100%. 100%. I mean, yeah, exactly. If you made money, that's fine, isn't it? That's perfectly fine. Exchanges need to be sure they're going to get returns on investments. I think 4 tier 1's going to list the same time soon. I think it's also possible as well. Yeah, 6 cents is a fantastic buy for Casper, honestly. It's a great buy. Most people here have an average of probably like 15 to 20 cents right now. Mine is a bit low. Mine's around, like, I think, 11 or 12 cents. I bought down at 5 cents. Didn't buy much back then because I wasn't so sure. And then once it blowed up, I was like, okay, let me do more research in it properly. and understood what I was holding, and I've just been getting more convicted over time. I've bought pretty much every time. I bought at the top. I bought the dips down here, which we did actually, when I first started streaming, we called the dip down here. I bought down here as well, the dips down here. I bought in these dips here. I just bought occasionally whenever I felt like it. I bought down here. I've continued to keep DCAing small amounts into Casper every single time when I've had the dry powder to do so. But 6 cents, I wish I had an average of 6 cents. I'd be laughing. I wouldn't be worried at all about an average of 6 cents. What's the big news listing today, or just clickbait? Well, the listings is Johnny. Johnny's saying they're talking to HTX right now. You know? So that's the listing stuff right now. There's no listing in the title right now. This thing I also mentioned in this video here as well. You know, listing update. Johnny said that they've got ongoing negotiations with HTX Hobby Global, which is quite a big exchange in regards to their 24-hour trading volume and equally their weekly visits. It's quite a big exchange. Is it the best exchange? I can't say that for sure, but they're a big exchange in the Asian market. That's fine, Joshua. I mean, again, if I sound like I was being heated or going on a rant, I think I just needed to express some steam. I don't have any ill feeling to anyone who wants to sell Casper. You know what it is? I do think the CG post actually did irk me a little bit. I said it in my free Discord server. This post irked me a little bit because for someone of a stature of CG, I just don't think he's humble enough, and that's me putting it politely as well. His whole post here was asking for credibility of finding Casper early and pumping it, and then also saying we need listings and it can reach $8. And I'm not disagreeing with that necessarily, but him coming at hashtag and Michael Sutton and people like that, I don't think it's fair enough. And even here, Elliot's saying don't get ahead of yourself, I'm like, fair enough. He's like, you're the perfect example of what's wrong with Casper. What? I don't think either comments were needed, but and also this for me I thought was grossly wrong considering that he was also caught up in the scandal with Archetype with Kurt on base. So again, I just, this made me lose a bit of respect for CG personally. I think this kind of just annoyed me, irked me, and that's probably why I just went on a bit of a tangent regarding listings. I think listings are important. I think Casper could definitely use them, but I think they'll come inevitably. We just need to be patient again. Patience is a hard thing to attain. You know, just don't be emotional, be logical, things will come, you know. Pretty much, yeah, you're right, Octoplus, 100%. And I agree, Joshua, yeah. Many people are in your same boat. We're all relatively annoyed about no big listings, stuff like that. We've been told for a while, a long time, listings. We don't know when it's coming. It's frustration. Our conviction has been very strong and just slightly been chiseled away at every little bit now. My conviction has been chiseled away at numerous times, and I've managed to reinstate it and get it stronger based on stuff like this and based on other posts like this, which makes me believe, oh yeah, Casper's still perfectly fine. And we know it's come to the space because this is what TradFi is talking about. $1.5 trillion asset managers are talking about. Someone who's working with the DTCC, the CFTC, with the World Economic Forum and Franklin Templeton, that's what she's talking about. That we need to be patient. I'm not worried. Every time I have been worried, I do research and I realise why I shouldn't be worried. That's the importance of doing your own research. And again, you can find out more in my free Discord server. I'm going to start occasionally posting some of these stuff in there, also on Twitter. And as you want to really look and understand more of the nitty gritty and the big sources, then you can check out my VIP as well. And yeah, Bufflick's also right. If you enjoy the streams, I do this stuff basically daily. Then leave a like, share with friends, and subscribe for more, helping out more than you know. And we can grow Casper together that way as well. Welcome back, Greg, bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. When smart contracts, when Coinbase, when $1. No idea for any of those. Smart contracts are meant to be sometime this month. Coinbase, who knows? $1. An AI program of Grok said in the next 67 days, but who knows if it's going to be true or not. That video from Coinbase, etc., was from 2023. It's still prevalent though. The fact that you're talking about it is still prevalent. The fact that you've got big content creators who've acknowledged Casper is prevalent. Of course, back then Casper price was a lot higher as well, but it's still prevalent. Welcome back, Mr. Bartos. You're doing very, very well. YouTube just sent me the notification. Unlucky, brother. I'm a big boy. I know you are 13. I'm still, yeah, but still Solana is 65,000 TPS. I mean, yeah, Casper's still very, very early on. And Casper could do this decentralized as well. When it comes to competing in speed, Solana is the strongest in this space seemingly right now. But the other right now, the biggest space for like stablecoins, for example, is Ethereum and Tron. And Casper easily blows those two out of the water. So when it comes to stablecoins, Casper might be the best chain for it. Probably is the best chain for it. Yeah, Solana crashes as well. And yes, it also could be fake TPS as well. Casper will explode. Commerce Binance will be chasing that explosion. Your conviction is in the technology. It's far superior to everything else in everyday way, including Bitcoin. I agree. So Polisky talking about Daglite could be hype, good things to come. Exactly, 13. Exactly. Daglite is one of the biggest catalysts coming to Casper that will shake this space to its core. Wagwan Taylor, you're doing very, very well. Welcome back, LB on the check-in, brother. Hope you're doing very, very well as well. And next post here was from Octopus again. CG is a grifter. He pumped and dumped numerous low cap memes, shitcoins. I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Again, I've known that for CG a while, and I do keep quiet about it because I don't want to get into internet beef. I cannot be able to bother with it. And again, with CG being such a bigger content creator than me, you know, I don't want to get into beef with him. Not that, again, if he tried to beef me for whatever reason, I would just ignore him because it's not something I want to get into, and it's also not worth my time, respectfully. But this post for me is just, again, this post for me was a glorified way of him just trying to say, I should get credit for getting Casper's name out there so early. And I've been given no acknowledgement whatsoever. Like, he deserves it. He doesn't deserve it. No one deserves acknowledgement. I get acknowledgement for you all the time about my conviction in Casper, and I appreciate all for that, but I don't expect it. I don't ask for it. I never will ask for it. That's not what I do. It's not what you should do. You shouldn't ask for praise. If it's given to you, if you do by right, but you shouldn't ask for it. He's asking for it. He's then complaining about there's no listings when it's a fair launch project. I mean, hell, this is the guy who didn't know what Crescendo update was. There's literally a clip, which I'm sure somewhere lurking about, where there's a literal clip from one of his live streams where he said, "What's Crescendo?" when it was ongoing. He didn't know about Casper Crescendo. That is crazy. So again, I don't agree with what he's saying here at all, for the most part. I agree with the overall arching message about Casper could use some listings. I agree with that, but the general message I don't agree with. And equally, then the last part here as well, that I don't agree with either, because there's literally been proof less than a month ago of him mindlessly shilling rubbish and dumping on his community. I never speak about it publicly, but have been proof of that, so I don't even have to say allegedly. There's proof of it, literal proof of it. So I lost a bit of respect for CT when he posted that, honestly, in all honesty. But hey, well, who am I? I'm just a small content creator who means nothing. This is the post, by the way. Crypto Galaxy here with Kurt on base. Just for the receipts right there, so you know what I'm talking about. That's obviously Archetype as well, who's actually changed his name apparently as well. So, yeah. I just lost respect for that post from CG, honestly. Because it was just riddled with ego and lies. The overarching message was fine, but the general message was not good at all. I didn't like it. Casper will be one of the best catch-up trades in history. I believe so as well, 100%. I've got a list a mile long of what Casper has a bright future, both in tech and price. Let it cook, be patient, 100%. Sui is only up 100% all time, lol. Yeah, in regards to, again, it depends on when you got in, right? If you got into crypto in the last year or so, then Sui would have done better. That's why I say it's a matter of perspective. If you got to Casper, very early, or even like, if you could choose to get into a project since launch, the Casper's fantastic. Second, no brainer. I mean, most people didn't get into Casper until it already, made its all-time high. People heard about Casper near the peak. That's why they're frustrated because it's been going down since, where Sui has not, where other projects have not. But Casper is a far stronger project. Overall, in price, and even in tech as well. In the last year, no. Last year it's not done so well. But you can't always expect to go up. And again, as Kathy Woods once said, we're talking about Tesla, the longer the base, the bigger the breakout. Casper's had a very, very long base by this point. So when the breakout does happen, when it does break above 20 and then 23 cents, it will be a huge breakout. That's just how these assets that's how assets and money tends to function. Yeah, definitely let Binance buy, 100%. I don't think the problem is getting listings is money, it is disruption. BNB, for example, they're going to need to justify the listing. Yeah, also very true. You're not wrong there, the Churv. You're not wrong at all. The fact that Casper is a layer 1 protocol that is competing, actively competing, and even surpassing BNB, Ethereum would be disrupted to Coinbase, BNB to Binance, Cardano, Atom, Tron. Casper would, is stronger than them, so they'd have to justify launching another coin on their protocol that is a layer 1 protocol that actually is superior than the actual infrastructure themselves. There's a reason why I believe that Binance's team are still actively talking to the quote-unquote tech team and dev team of Casper, learning about Casper. It's not as simple as just integrating it onto their exchange, I don't believe, like every other project exchange has done. They probably want to actually migrate over to Casper. There might be a case for why. Maybe they're waiting for smart contracts. This is just me throwing random theories out there right now. There's no confirmation of such at all. Maybe they're waiting for the smart contracts so they could actually have a platform to launch and bridge on Casper, and therefore have their platform go through Casper. That would be insane, and that would bring a lot more capital to Casper as well, if that was to be a future, which maybe it could happen in the future. Welcome back, Shabo. You're doing very, very well. Let's go. Bags are fully loaded, as they should be. Well, Casper can't reach 9 cents today. I mean, it's not surprising, coach. Not at all. It's a very, very strong level of resistance, so we'll hopefully see it surpass that. If Bitcoin and Ethereum keeps pumping, which it has seen a bit of a pullback since the stream started, where they continue to pump, if Bitcoin can finish today above 117k and start making that pump upwards towards 120 and then 125 again, then Casper will surpass 9 cents, probably go to up 10 cents, and then it'll eventually pass 12 as well. And by the end of the month, you'll be seeing smart contracts that will hopefully lead to a once you see the announcement for smart contracts, 24-hour countdown, that'll lead to some FOMO as well. The big exchanges hold Casper in this low price. The reason is because right now it is cheap to buy. If the value was bigger, it could be easily bought. Yeah, exactly. If the price was bigger, they wouldn't be as entitled to buy it. The price is low right now, so they want to do it. Alt season is not here yet. Once it hits, you will know right away, because your portfolio will be going nuts from one day to another. Not 5% candles, but 100% candles daily. Yes. The altcoin indicators are suggesting right now we're at altcoin season index. In accordance to websites like this, it just suggests we're already in altcoin season, but the price, because we're in a different bull cycle, the price has not reflected that just yet, with minimal movements and stagnation right now, because people for the most part are still very uncertain still. They're not sure just yet. We are for the most part starting to go into an altcoin season, but the typical altcoin season is going to be different. It's not going to be the same thing, and it's going to happen later on, which also may potentially a later cycle. But we still have it. It's coming. It is most definitely coming. Provided we get no uncertainties and shock scenarios like geopolitical tensions and whatnot, and a sudden change in the Fed's decision and whatnot, then we'll be seeing an alt season in the coming months. I said it to my community earlier in the free Discord server. I expect us to see a bit of bullish momentum going into the weekend, maybe also next week as well. Then you'll see in October some FUD and some pullbacks, and then going towards the end of October, I'm more so going towards the FOMC meeting. With macro data is very, very good. We hope it will be good and reassuring. We'll start seeing from second week of October, probably later of October, bullish momentum going into more so into deep Q4. CG is shady AF. He definitely being paid to shield at 30 memes now. They even got him a little book to show during streams. I don't watch the streams at all anymore. Back in the day I might have done. I don't watch them at all anymore because because I don't particularly listen too much to memes, and when I do invest into memes, I have my own group of memes that I listen to, and I know he gets short to talk about projects right now, which again, get your bag up, that's perfectly fine. It's just you want to dump on your community, that's a problem. If you dump on community, that's a problem, but you're getting paid to talk about something, that's fine. You're just got to have your moles about you. If I got paid to talk about something, I fine, but I would also, one, announce it, and two, I'd only talk about something that I think would actually do well and make, benefit people. I wouldn't just show something just to dump on you. That's ridiculous. And yeah, also the fact that, he got Casper early. I respected him for that. He was also the reason why I found Casper early to an extent before I found Shy. But again, there have been too many instances with CG, especially in regards to him not knowing about Crescendo. I was like, yeah, I don't like, you're not in the loop of Casper at all. Evidently not in the loop of Casper at all. Because if you were, you wouldn't need to be told what Crescendo is. Boot, Andy, welcome. Hope you're doing very, very well, my man. Archetype is well known, pump and dump shitcoin low market cap grifters also call them out. I mean, that's what was called out in this here for Pumperlinski. Receipts from Kurt on base, from CG, and also from Archetype. Archetype actually changed his name now to the Wolfpack, which might have been a strategy by him. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure, but they both did it, and it's not the first time, from what we apparently know. The first time I have proper receipts I can showcase, but yeah, it's just ridiculous. You need to look at yearly data. It's also about 38%. I mean, yearly data in regards to Sui, are you saying? I'm guessing you're talking about Sui. No, you're not talking about Sui. Okay, I'm not sure what you're referring to. I mean, Sui's like right now 3x in the year. Kappa right now is down 50% almost in the year. But at the same time, again, it's been a tough year. It's been a tough year and a half for Casper. But again, interviews like this that I show to my VIPs is the reason why I'm not wording the price. I know the power that comes with being patient. Oh no, the altcoin index, right here, yeah. It's around 30%. Right, okay, I see what you mean. In the year, yeah, 41%. So altcoin season right now 80%. The year is at 41. The month 69. So yeah, it's not technically here just yet. Still, so I get what you mean. Yeah. And that content, yeah, we still got more time. I mean, evidently we have more time because the Bitcoin dominance is still extremely high. And we can see 57%. It's come down a bit below the trend line, but until we see it drop below like 50%, still Bitcoin season, and we can still see it go up higher. In my belief, I think still we can see Bitcoin do that, the dominance before it comes back down again. We'll have to wait and see though. We still got, cryptos nearing all-time highs, but not surpassing them just yet. We still got a lot more time ahead. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand with that. But that being said though, family, that will conclude today's Casper Crypto Live. Casper made history again, surpassing 3,500 TPS, blowing out many other popular blockchains, and we'll be seeing hopefully in 10 days that record broken again, courtesy of Crypto OD and the community who are participating. Will be big stuff. Casper is really cooking on gas. We'll see more listings come through in the future, surely. The community incentive and belief in Casper is so very strong. We're seeing some support between Ledger and Casper now, which is really big. Cascade presented a short video demo of the interface they're working on, which I'll link this down below, or no, I'll link this in my Discord community. So again, come tune into the free Discord server. You can learn a lot more in there. Free of charge, no strings attached. Come check it out in the description. Also my homepage as well. Grayscale large cap fund, SC also cooking as well. I'll put this in my community as well as stuff from Octa that I did not get a chance to go through in this stream, but seemingly working more so with Casper as well, which is quite interesting. So Octa, while I think they lack in listings and therefore may not do great in a pump, if they actually combine and unite with Casper, that might be the piggyback they need to get more adoption. We'll have to wait and see though. That being said, have a great day, good evening, night family, and I'll see you all in the next one. Leave a like,